Hello everybody and welcome to Workshop Studios. Today's project is our cedar chest here, and more specifically these old metal casters that are on there. They don't roll on carpet very well, and this is the only place this is going to be is on carpet. And they also, the gap here doesn't work, and I'll show you why. We use an iRobot, and it loves to get stuck under there. So it either needs to be a little higher or a little lower, but I think I'd like it to be higher, and then it'll vacuum underneath there. So the trick is that I want to get rid of those casters, raise this up, and what I'd like to put in the place of them is, 4 inches should give me plenty of clearance. This little button on the top is the highest, so 4 inches should do just fine. And here's what it looks like upside down. So there's the casters. Some of these will come right out, and we're left with this surface here, which I could just build off of, and I might do that. So the next thing is to match the color of this as close as possible. I could go with maple, which is what this bench is made out of, and that's great. I've got some left over, but I also have this piece of probably red oak, I'm going to guess it is, that came off of a pallet. That the red oak might actually be a pretty good blend with that. So let me try cleaning this up. I'm going to run it through I'm going to use the table saw as kind of a planer to get that rough edge off of it. We'll see what it looks like. Yeah, I like that color. That's better than, this has got more red to it, like a cedar wood. So we'll clean this up, and then these go on the bottom. So it's not quite the same size, but it'll be close enough. See, that's a little thin on this side here, but that's fine. It'll look just fine. The other thing is, I think I'll take these little corner chunks out of here because a lot of them are fairly busted up. So we'll get those out of there, and then we'll just put those other pieces straight down onto that. Well, as usual, some came apart easy, and I'll get this out of here, but there's nothing more to that. This one, on the other hand, was really a challenge, and I had to take the whole thing off to get the core out of here. So that's what that'll look like after I get it all cleaned up. So should be just fine. Well, so here's the approach to hooking this down, is that this was the original corner came off of one of the edges, so it's easier to show you up here on the bench. And these are the pieces of oak that we cut out of our scrap oak piece, and that's going to be our 4 inches that we're looking for right there. So now the trick is to how to hook it down so that it's got the most strength, because this will be put under stress both ways like this as we slide it. So first of all, this can go back down, and we've got 2 screws holding those in, and I think I'll add 2 more screws here so that there'll be 4 holding this angle on, and then we'll re-glue this because this came off of here. We'll re-glue this, put 4 screws in, and then this one will attach down through here, so we'll drill the hole down through the middle that'll allow a screw like this to come down and through the middle and down into the base down here. And then also we will hook this on through probably this way into here, maybe both ways, maybe this way as well. And that'll give this, and then we'll glue it down as well. But that'll give this good attachment here, down through the middle. Should be good and solid. So for those of you who don't do a lot of woodworking, the approach here is very much like what they did here. This is called countersinking. So you countersink or drill a hole down so that the screw will go down through that hole and then lodge down the bottom of it. So when you look down in there, you'll see a screw head, but it won't be visible from the top. And it means you don't have to use quite as long a screw, because here the screw will be buried down in like that, so that gives that much of the screw that is down into the meat of the cedar chest. So we'll drill these the same way. So we've got a wood bit that will allow us to do that, and that's the same size as that hole. So that we'll drill down through here with this here and here, and then we'll do that on the other four. So we've got this countersunk. Now the other thing is that this hole is probably countersunk about to there. So if we move it over here, we want to countersink this one kind of the same. So right about to there. And then once we get this hole drilled, then where this tip is, we'll have left a hole down inside. We'll just drill with a regular drill down in, or a countersunk drill, to drill through the wood, so that we don't have to drill or screw through this. That'll split this wood. So we want a hole down through there that'll allow this to go through without splitting the wood. Give it good strength. All right. So I forgot to mention that we'll do likewise here. We'll countersink this down as low as we can, maybe down to about there. So there'll be a screw buried way down inside here. We don't want to have it too long if we can help it. It makes it stronger if it's actually down closer to the bottom like that. So we'll countersink this one down. All right, so I'll drill these down to about that depth, and we'll move from there. So I just drilled all these all the way through with this bit first, and then countersunk them with this. So I didn't go as deep as I said I was, but I'll use a longer screw on it, and that'll actually stabilize this whole thing too. Okay, on this corner, now that these holes are drilled, I've put more glue down because this piece was loose, and we'll screw these down in. One. And there's two. Good and solid. So I'll do the same with the rest all the way around. So we'll try the stain out here. This is a redwood, so I'm getting lots of red on there. This is the same piece of oak, so I'm just going to put some stain on it and see first of all how it looks, and then we'll compare it to the cedar chest. Well, I realized the cedar is kind of an orangey yellow color, so I tried this where I'm mixing these. These are water soluble dyes, not the oil like this one back here. This is an oil based. So I mixed those together to give me a little bit more of an orangey yellow, maybe a little bit of darkness to it. And then this is the other side where the dark brown stain was over here, or the redwood stain, should I say. And then over here it's more the pure orange. So we'll let all these dry overnight, and then we'll compare them to the cedar chest. All right, so here we go, color-wise. Well, that's too orange, obviously, but this isn't too bad here. So that's the orange and brown. So maybe we'll try that. This is the other side where it's kind of just the water ones. That's a little too orangey and yellowy, I think. Yeah, so this other one with the brown and orange. Good. All right, so they're all stained, And I think it's close enough. If that doesn't match up well, I've got some cedar that I can put on the front of it that'll match it perfectly. But let's try this out. So now it's time to attach these. We're going to glue them and screw them. So I'll show you what that looks like. So we're going to go ahead and use tight bond on this, and we'll glue it down to here and onto either side. So I'll put a big blob of glue down here first, and then definitely some up in here, and some over here, and some on here, and some on here. Plenty of glue. Okay, so now what I want to do is clamp it down here like this, and then clamp it over here like this. And then lastly, we'll put this 3-inch screw in there. Yeah, I think that's got it. So that should make that good and tight once that's all dry. So I'll go ahead and do the other corners, and we'll see how that turns out. All right, we'll let those dry overnight. Hopefully they'll be good and solid. And then we're basically just about done. All right, let's get the clamps off. Nice and dry. This is all right. So we'll try to shoot these in around the screws that are here. So I'm going to put these sliders on there. These are self-adhesive ones, and hopefully they'll do the job. And here we go. See how it does. Oh yeah, that's very nice. Slides easily, so we can move that around if we need to. So let's put it back in the other room where it belongs, and then we'll see if the vacuum fits under it. All right, here comes a big test. Let's see if I can go underneath it now. Hooray! It works. So, we now have it so that it will slide, and it will let the vacuum underneath it, and it looks pretty good. Here it comes again for another pass, right? All right, so thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Good luck on your cedar chest repair. All right, bye.